we view what that sun is doing, and our relationship to the sun is not what we know it to be. Just about everything in science that we knew to be true turns out to be false. So, how you perceive your world is basically all false, which is why it's all fallen apart. So that's where I've done so much friggin' research to find out what's true, and what's true is so friggin' wild, nobody believes it. So when I see professionals that are putting up videos like this, I like to recommend it because it does give questions. And excuse me. One question that we have is our relationship to that sun and what's going on with that sun. That there is some other science that says systems repeat itself, and we're not very good humans at recognizing patterns. We're not recognizing um, systems completely. We look at and understand all systems from a very closed perspective, but when you can open up a system and see everything from a much bigger, different perspective, um, you can really understand what's going on in this bigger picture. And this video goes into a discussion about what that sun's actually doing and looking at it from an open-ended system, which is kind of like it is the driving force that the planet is. Well, you'll see what the video has to say, but I do believe um, we are on this journey, more of a universal journey, which requires a friggin' globe to get on the same page. What better to get on the same page than to have a global catastrophe that can end our world, sort of gets everybody on the same page. Do you want to live or die? And then once we get on the same page and know what it is we're headed into, it could be doom and gloom, but it also could be our evolution. I do love the idea that this video also gets into the development of the eye. And, did a God design the eye, or did we just adapt to our environment? Did we evolve from like a one-celled organism and just evolved based on what our atmosphere, our environments change? And there is a driving force. And my perspective in the sciences that I've researched, I do believe that science proves that there is a God, but you don't look at God created the eye, God created the first cell. Like we are an aspect of God that has evolved for God, who knows how long. And the only thing that we're all headed for is we're about to evolve. There is science out there that is suggesting that we can transform into something completely different. And solving every problem would change who we are, would change what we look like, how we behave. Everything about what it means to be human is about to evolve. And the path to that is solving all the problems. The only driving force for us to evolve is to experience the problem. And once we experience the problem and know it real well, then we can evolve for it. We're going to know what does it take for us to survive in this next environment. So we're going to be expanding. I mean, it's a pretty amazing time to be alive, at the same time experiencing the problems and overcoming these tragedies that we're all faced with, um, my life included. I find it really, really hard not to get caught up in the drama of thing and the he said, she said, and can you believe this history and what they did to me, and all our stories and all our drama um, keep you distracted in creating the type of life you prefer to live. And yes, globally, we're all going to experience problems. Globally, we're all going to have those stories of life ain't fair. But it's a time where we start recognizing that we're much bigger than ourselves and we need to get united. There's a lot of information that a whole globe needs to be informed about. So these type of videos, I like to share, watch them, share it with as many people as you know, because it's not even so much important that one person watches it. It's like if it means something to you, the only time we're going to unfold change is when everybody knows it. You know, like it's impossible for only half the planet to know it. It's got to be everybody on the planet has to know this information. And when you go at it with that perspective that your enemy kind of has to know the same level of communication skill needed to be able to have that peaceful conversation. You know, if both sides of war don't have the education in how to communicate, there ain't going to be no communication being had. But if you go into it with that driving force, that that's the mission, you got to share information as much as possible. Spread it, be a comic, you know, write books, do whatever to introduce a direction that's positive, and that is how we're going to be pulled out of this and into the solutions that everybody wants to experience. So spread this information. The reality is only about 1/3. It's a 900 monkey concept that not everybody has to get this. But if you go at it with a perspective, everybody must get this, then that will create a shift, that it's only a small shift that needs to happen, and systematically you change the whole system. Everything will be guided down a completely different path if we all gain the information that we need to sort of see what is right and what is wrong and what's really going on, and how important is it to me to love my enemy because that's where we got to be headed. Everybody's got to sort of be saved, otherwise it could be you that ends up living through another tragedy. Peace out. Check out that film. Pass it around. Peace out.